Have you ever walked around a Costco warehouse and you came upon some Kirkland signature motor oil in a white box, but it looks really cheap? Well, stay tuned to this video. We're going to take a look at this Kirkland signature motor oil, and then I'm going to install it inside of my Chevy Silverado. So let's get started. So we're going to open it up and just take a closer look. That's all that came in the box. So when you look at the box, it just looks basic. It looks generic. It doesn't look like anything special about it, but when you open a box and open them up, you'll see these two nice black jugs. 0 weight 20, advanced wear protection for extended engine life, and it maximizes fuel economy. Lexus 1 approved, Gen 3 for gasoline engines. Let's look at the rear. It says Kirkland Signature Full Synthetic 0 weight 20 motor oil is formulated to reduce wear on critical parts and maximize fuel economy. Our 100% full synthetic formulation provides long-lasting engine protection and performance. It helps prevent low-speed pre-ignition, commonly seen in modern turbocharged direct injection gasoline engines. It controls friction and engine wear better than the latest API SP requirements, especially during cold starts. It protects against high temperature shearing to maximize oil life and long drain intervals. For use in gasoline, flex fuel, or gasoline electric hybrid vehicles requiring SAE 0 weight 20, is API SP SN plus, which is PLUS SM and IL SAC GF-6A or previous standards. Approved for use in all GM gasoline engines requiring Lexus 1 Gen 3 0 weight 20. And it just gives you some caution information about skin cancer, rinse with soap and water. A warning: this product can expose you to chemicals including benzene, which is known to the state of California to cause cancer and birth defects, blah, blah, blah. And it just has the Kirkland signature, distributed by the Costco warehouse. So it looks like this is going to be some pretty good motor oil. I'm going to install this inside of my Chevy Silverado pickup truck. For the oil filter, I'm not going to go back with an OEM filter. I'm going to go back with this Purelator Boss. It's a synthetic oil filter, 20,000 miles, maximum engine protection. The part number is PBL22500. I'm going to perform the oil change inside of my Chevy Silverado pickup truck with this Purelator Boss using some Kirkland Signature Full Synthetic Motor Oil. So we are looking at the 5.3 liter V8 engine. First thing you want to do is kind of warm up the engine, let it run for a few minutes, and just bring the oil up to temperature, and it'll just make it easier for the oil to drain out. So we're going to take off this oil cap. I'm gonna just set that to the side. So this is gonna be fairly simple. On this particular truck, we don't have to lift up the truck. We can slide right underneath the bottom. So let's go underneath the pickup truck so we can drain the oil. Okay, so I've located the oil filter, and next to the oil filter would be the drain plug. You can see it right here under the bottom. That would be a 15 millimeter. I'm going to take my deep well socket and we're going to try to break free this oil drain bolt. Got the oil pan ready. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and drop the oil. Here we go. And we want to drop all of this oil. Just let it drain down into your oil pan. This 5.3 liter holds 8 quarts of oil. So we got the oil pan. This is the same pan that I used to drain the oil on the Honda Goldwing. It's a low profile oil pan and it works really well. It holds up to 11 quarts, but we're only going to put 8 quarts into the pickup truck. So we're going to just sit and let that drain. And the thing about this particular oil change is that it's really easy. I'm going to take my oil filter pliers and we're going to loosen the oil filter. These pliers work on different size oil filters. And I'll include a link in the description of the video where you can pick up some of these oil filter pliers. And I'm going to loosen. I'm going to let all that nasty oil drain out. And this particular oil pan has a spot where you can set the oil filter once you drain it out. Got more oil coming out. This thing holds 8 quarts of oil. And we're going to just let that drain. Now I can take my shop towel, spin it off, just let that oil come on out. And you can save yourself a lot of money over time doing your own oil changes, and you'll know it's done right. And we have a spot right here in this oil pan where I can set this oil filter and just let that drain. So we're going to get the oil filter ready before we install it. We're going to take some of this motor oil and we're going to fill up the oil filter, and then we're going to put some fresh oil around the gasket. So we're going to open up this oil and we're going to just fill up this oil filter. And I'm just a creature of habit. I like to pre-fill my oil filters and get them loaded before I install them. That way I don't install a dry oil filter. And then we're going to just take some of this fresh oil and run it around the gasket. Add a little bit more oil. And now we are ready to install this oil filter. It's going to go right up, screw it onto the motor. Trying to hold the camera with one hand and screw on the oil filter with the other to get it started. Just gonna hand tighten it all the way down. Okay. Then I'm going to take my oil filter pliers. I'm going to give it like a quarter of a turn. Don't want to over tighten it. It'll be really hard to get off if you over tighten it. Now I can take my drain plug, screw it back in. I'm gonna take my ratchet and I'm gonna tighten that back down. And that's pretty much it. All I have to do now is put 8 quarts of the full synthetic back into the 5.3 liter. We can drain the oil over into a oil can, and then we're going to reset the oil change percentage inside of the pickup truck. I'm going to take the oil, drain it over into my bucket, and then I can take it up to an AutoZone or a Napa, and then I can turn this in for free and they'll recycle it. That oil still looks pretty good, but it never hurts to do an oil change. That is one of the cheapest things that you could do to keep your engine lasting for years to come. And we're going to just let that drain. I'm going to take my funnel and we're going to put it over into the oil field. We're going to go back with 8 quarts of this 0 weight 20, the Kirkland signature. We've already topped off the oil filter. We just got to make sure that we measure out 8 quarts of oil. So we put a total of 5 in already. We're going to add 3 more quarts, and we're going to leave 2 quarts inside of this 5-gallon jug. pour in all of that good oil. Check the sides, make sure that we stop at the 2-quart mark. Okay, so we're going to stop there. We have a total of 8 quarts of oil inside of the engine. Put back the dipstick. And we're going to just let the truck run for a few minutes and just verify that we don't have any leaks underneath. In this particular step, I'm going to reset the oil change. So I'm going to come to my scroll wheel here on the side. I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to scroll over. It's showing oil filter at 25%. So I'm going to reset it by clicking reset. It says, are you sure you want to reset? I'm gonna go to yes. I'm gonna click OK. And now my reset is at 100%. So next I can fill out one of these stickers to put into the window, and it'll just let me know when the next service is actually due. I will include in the description of the video a link to where you can pick up some of these service stickers for your windshield. And this will conclude my oil change video using this Costo brand Kirkland Signature 100% full synthetic 0820 motor oil. Be sure to check the description of the video. I will include a link to all of the items that I've used here today. And check back with the channel at a later time. I want to let you guys know what I really think about this Kirkland Signature motor oil over the long haul, and also what I think about that Purolator Boss oil filter that I installed on this Chevy pickup truck. So let me know what you think. Drop a comment down in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys a little bit later out here in the Caliente garage. See you.